Alright, welcome back. 5th grade. This is Mr. Zarnecki, and you're in physical education. I know I got the new hairdo, okay? Starting out with balancing, working on strengthening the core, strengthening the legs, leg swings, okay? So you balance on one foot, just nice and easy swinging the legs. You're not leaning against anything to stay up. Staying on your feet. Okay, now you switch other foot. Now, one leg runners. So now you gotta figure out, think in your head. When you're running, it's the opposite. So if you bring your right knee up to your left arm as if you're running. So then you're gonna be running, swinging it faster. Oh, so you're gonna put yourself off balance, being able to stay upright while running, swinging both arms. All right, and you switch feet. So if it's your left knee, it's your right arm coming up. It's the coordination coming into play already. All right. So now you're gonna bring your leg up. It's gonna go balance. This will go left, opening the hips, back and down. Other foot, in, out, down. Feels good, doesn't it? Okay, no objects on the ground. Remember, you lunge off of one foot, but now you take a couple steps, and you gotta go backwards from a couple steps. So you're just moving quick feet. Without touching it, you're using your coordination to not touch those objects. Using coordination to use your feet to step around them. Stay busy, stay moving. Keep moving as fast as you can. What I also want to take time to say right now, during my warm-ups, during my workouts, is you are able to push the pause button, okay? Push pause. Focus on that workout until you have figured it out, until you, I won't say mastered, but until you get the hang of it. Then you go and push play. Move on to the next one. Get the hang of it. Okay, and then push pause, get the hang of it, push play again. Keep doing it that way, okay? You don't have any rush here. As long as you keep pushing play, you'll get to the end, and that's going to be where you get your code word, okay? But for now, staying active, as well as getting used to what we're doing in this warm-up, just don't mind. It's okay to push pause. I get it. I want you to get it too. So understand, this is about you. Understand the motions, understand the movements. You'll get through it all right? So just back to what we're doing. Okay, so we did the crazy eights. Now I want to do the lateral crazy eights. So now going side to side. So you can push off. See, I go around the object. I don't step on it. Using the quick footwork. And go around. Push off. All right. Keep going. Remember, you push off to the side. Once you get there, you do a couple quick steps, go around. You push off again, go to the other side. All right, so keep going, keep going. If you have a step nearby, okay? If you have a step nearby, this is going to work out the best. If not, find something that you can stand on to put you off balance a little bit. It's called balance static. To be balanced static, you're going to be reaching. My body wants to lean off of these weights for a second here. And you have to find the balance. You find it. Bend forward to be able to touch it. And then come back. Bring it out again. After it, come back. Then you switch feet. What that's doing, you have to almost flex the gut, right? You know, strengthen the core, because what's going to happen, that's going to be part of what holds you upright. Your legs are used to staying off balance. Your body has to be strong enough to hold you upright while you don't fall off and while your body goes out of position to perform that move. So that's balance static. So once you have done that, you're probably going to feel this part of your body flexing a little bit along right here. The next one, okay, it's called a broad jump. So you're going to go back, you're going to do a wind-up power jump, and you're going to jump as far as you can. The point of this one is going to be so that when you land, you don't take any extra steps. You stick your landing, okay? So 2 feet, wind up, bend your knees, get a good power jump out of the deal. Jump. When you land, you don't take any extra steps. And it's hard for you to see right here, but I just jumped from where that door was all the way out here. I'd say that's a good 7 feet right there. Maybe 6 feet. So I'm almost touching the brake. So I wind up, 2 feet, shoulder width apart. Wind your arms up to help you swing yourself forward. Down, bend the knees. See? I wanted to step forward, but the balance, working on the coordination there. Alright? So now, I said grab 6 objects, right? Those 6 objects I want you to put on the ground, and you're going to be standing in the middle of them. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you're standing in the middle of those 6 objects. Now, the point of this is going to be you're always in the middle. You have enough room, a couple inches on each side of you. You're going to use 2 feet to jump, quick jumps. You're going to stand on the balls of your feet. Okay? So you jump over the object, jump back. Now you gotta be able to jump to the side. You don't turn towards it. Keep facing forward. Go back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. So you're staying on the balls of your feet, going over the object, coming back. Keep your body facing forward to go back over the next object. So you're working your way around the world. Those 6 objects, okay? So stay on the balls of your feet, real quick jumps. Once you get over it, come back. Oh, see, I landed on it. Oops. That's fine. Just keep moving. Keep going with this. Just balance, hexagon. All right. Next one. If you have a line on the ground, that's great. You can use the skills we were just doing right there to be using 1 foot. And that 1 foot, pretend this object right here, this be big, is my line. What I want you to work on is to be able to use 1 foot to go over and back. Over and back. Once you can do that over and over again, maybe you want to face forward, go over and back. Okay? Then use your left foot or your other foot over without standing or jumping on it. Okay? If you have enough room indoors, okay? If you have enough room, I know with this ceiling, if I instead of pulling the handles, if I do 1 more wrap around my hands, then I know the way that it will reach forward, I will not reach the ceiling that way. And I know I'm in a room that I won't be talked to about it, so make sure you've gotten the okay from your family so you can jump rope in that room. Okay, so you just get used to jumping. Get behind you. Okay. Let's use. One foot. You're hopping. Now you try the other foot. Ooh. See, it's okay. It's okay. Hits the ground. Pick up where you left off. Okay? If you know how to do the crosses, by all means. If you can do the doubles, even better. But it's about your being by yourself. You don't have anybody swinging the rope for you. So you're staying up and down, the coordination between your hands, and knowing that when it gets right in front of your eyes, if your eyes are shooting lasers, the moment it gets right in front of you, boom, that's when you start to jump. So as it comes down, you're in the air. Boom. Oh, good. So it goes around. Okay. The moment it gets in front of you, you start to jump. It'll go right underneath you by the time you land on the ground. That means you'll time it out perfectly. All right. So then, if you don't have a jump rope, like I said, fine. If you have a line or some string on the ground, work with 2 feet, and then maybe just with 1 foot, and then go forward, backward, then side to side. All right. Then, then the last little bit here, just work on some power lunges. Put your hand underneath it, lean forward. Oh yeah, feels good. Then you are going to hold your hands on the ground. You're going to jump forward. So you're doing a mountain climb real quick. Then a lunge twist. Your left knee is up, so over the left leg. Right knee's up, just over the right knee. There you go. Now you feel good. You have your hips loosened. You feel ready. You have your coordination. Coordination is on point. You're just ready for the rest of the workout for the rest of the day. I'm glad you came. Let's get this thing going. All right. So, with today and us working on our hand-eye coordination or our foot-eye coordination, that main word there is being coordinated, okay? And that there's a saying when you talk about coordination, okay? There's a bigger word that's called proprioceptors, okay? That's the ability of you when you're standing. If you're standing up, and if you close your eyes real tight, and you someone said, okay, use your hands to touch your nose. Okay, standing up, you're able to do that. Why? That's what the proprioceptors help you do. That means that using your feet, knowing where you're at in the world, knowing your location, is able to send signals through your body to the brain, okay? So now coordination has a lot to do with the brain as well as your body. And knowing how to locate your nose, even though your eyes are closed, okay? So your body has gotten used to these movements. And that the saying with coordination is that cells that fire together, wire together. And that means that you're using different cells of the body to be able to stay with the coordination, being able to cross the body. Your right hand, left shoulder, left arm, right shoulder. Yeah, that kind of thing. And that you're teaching your body to do those things. And the more you practice it, the more your body will get used to it, and the more it doesn't have to think as much. And then that's part of like with balancing. The more you practice it, the better you'll get. Okay? And that's why when we were doing balance, that I mentioned, if you don't use it, you lose it. Because as people get older, if they don't practice different balancing skills, the less, they have less balance. Yes, they'll be able to walk, but if you tell them to stand on one foot, they'll probably fall over. Same thing goes for coordination, okay? You got to practice it. One thing I like to do when I'm in the gym, when we're in school, if I'm waiting for a class to show up, I'm just tossing a ball up and catching it. Go from there and catch it. Okay, back and forth. And those are the kind of activities I want us to get used to doing. Try doing on your own. And that's going to be why some of these activities, I'm going to be using equipment that you'll be able to find in most of your houses. Shopping bags, right? Plastic shopping bags. Just working on that. Using your favorite hand, tossing it up in the air, and catching it with that same hand. Up in the air, catch. Up in the air, and catch. Then the other hand, now your least favorite hand, your non-dominant. Left hand, catch. Left hand, catch. Let it fall a little bit. Now you catch it underhand. So up, get it below the waist, catch. Now, over your head, switching hands. Right to left. Left to right. Right to left. Left to right. Okay? Take some time. Make sure that you can do those three main motions, those three main movements. So your dominant hand, your non-dominant hand, and then switching from one hand to the next. All right? So practice that. Come on back when you're ready. All right? Okay. So, if you're back, or if you never left, if you already said, I already have the hang of those, then trying different things, like tossing it up in the air, clap twice before you catch it. And toss it up in the air and clap behind your back twice. Alright? See, some of these, if you get enough air behind it, if you really want to give yourself a challenge, ball it up. It's still going to fall, but just not as hard or not as fast as a ball would. So if you ball up, you can still do the clap twice. Maybe you need something different. Maybe you need to have your right hand touch your left foot before you catch it. Left hand, right foot, catch. So you're switching. You're making it a little hard on yourself. What I'm working towards, if you haven't been able to figure out yet, is that now you made it so you've done all these different hard motions. The only thing left would be to add another one. Oh, there's that hand-eye coordination I'm talking about, right? Tossing two bags up at the same time, catch them in the same hand. All right? There. And catch. Up. And catch. Now, you've been able to catch it just fine. Now I want you to toss them up where your arms make the letter X when you let go. Then you bring your hands down and catch the bags on the correct side. So now you bring them up, let go. Now they switch sides. That's X. Okay. So now you've gotten used to catching. Toss, toss, catch, catch. Toss, toss, catch, catch. So now you have to find a rhythm with tossing the bag before you catch it. Why would I say you need to find a rhythm? Because then they fall at different times. And if they're falling at different times, that would make it easier for the other hand to have tossed the bag. They can toss it again. Okay? Well, two bags, it's still, you're not quite juggling. Now you're just switching hands. Juggling would be if you brought a third bag in. So if you want to try that one, you are going to toss by going across the body. And as this one falls, you're tossing this one up. And as you toss it up, this hand has to catch the bag that's already falling. Toss, 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 okay? Now the trick's going to be you have to toss it rather straight so the bag doesn't fly away from you, okay? All right? So you make that letter X. That's the key. Cross the body. Then as it starts to fall, you already then are tossing the next one. Okay? See how many in a row you can get. Okay? So begin with learning to juggle our hand-eye coordination, timing, work on a rhythm. Okay? Keeping your hands all under control. Leave it one little bad throw, or it doesn't get enough air underneath it, or it goes too far away. Doing the whole thing. So we're juggling, working on our hand-eye coordination there. Okay? Try that one. Do your best. Go. Here we are. Coordination. Knowing how to use our hands and our feet with what kind of messages that our eyes are relaying to them to tell them what to do. And how they do that with the neurons and with the brain activity to send those messages through your body. Okay? That's why we are lucky right now as humans to be able to move like we are, to work with our coordination. So in this case, if you are able, some people might not be able to use the balloons, in which case my next activity you can move on forth to where I talk about paper. But if you have a balloon, it doesn't fall as fast, but it also allows you to hit it before it falls to the ground. So then, to start off with the balloon, use your favorite hand that falls. You use the flat part of your hand to keep it up in the air. Okay, keep it so you don't have to move your feet. And this is going to be one where I'd say maybe if you have a spot in the room, make it so that you're only allowed to take one step from where you're at. All right, so you're not running around the house running into people. So you're keeping the balloon in the air. You just tap it in the air. You don't catch it. You just keep it with your strikes, your underhand striking. You're not overhand striking it, boom, knocking it down to the ground. It's underhand, nice and easy. Keep it in the air. Then, once you've gotten used to using only your hands, now I want you to try it with just your feet. So the ball, or balloon, you have to use your body to keep it off the ground. This is a game me and my friends used to play growing up. Just being able to keep it in the air. If you're outdoors, it's a little more difficult because you have the wind, right? The wind's going to blow it away. But you want to use your knees and your feet without trying to use your hands. And then you can play the game where if you have a spot, if you've gotten the okay from a family, to say, I need to get this balloon from here to over there, you have to be able to keep control of it. Okay? Without catching it. Or you can do it with your feet and using your hands. So you have to alternate every time you kick it, then you have to use your hands to hit it. You're alternating. It's that coordination again with the balloon. If you do not have a balloon, what you just saw me do, okay, then somewhere around your house, this is going to be possible, okay? Because some of you might not like the homework, right? If you find one or two pieces of paper, you're going to crumple it up, okay? And as you crumple it up, make sure that it's tight like a ball. So as you can see right here, nice little ball there. And then using those same skills, except for we're not going to use our feet because that actually becomes very difficult. Instead of using the flat part of your hand, as if it were a paddle. The ball, you have to do your best to keep it going. See right there, when it went over my head? My reaction was to catch it. So you want to just keep it moving in the air without stepping. Then, using those 6 objects from the warm-up, where you made a hexagon around you. Now you're going to go back to that hexagon. Now you're in the middle of that circle. The point of this one is you cannot step out of it. So you got to keep your feet in and see how many you can get before you have to step out. See how many you can get. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I had 9 right there. Okay? So 1, 2, 3. See what you're going to find out based on how tight you wrap it is how quickly it bounces off your hands. How your reaction time then has to increase to get used to your hands. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 12. 12. Okay, so at 12, try to be 12. All right, so do your best. Do not catch it. If you have to just tap, tap, tap. But my feet did not come out of the hexagon on the ground, okay? So create one for yourself. So you have something to stay in to keep you regulated, okay? Using 1 or 2 paper. I use 2 pieces of paper. That gives it enough substance to make a nice ball there. Then using flat hands without catching it. See how many in a row you can get. All right? So do your best. Have fun. All right. So I promise this is going to be the last one that I can come up with to use with your paper ball. But for coordination, another part of being able to be coordinated would be to use the paper ball and to underhand throw it. Okay? Aiming at such things like the cup. So you use the biggest cup you could find, like so, and I put it on the ground. Then I use those objects I talked about. And in this space, I have enough room to put 4 of them down. First one, you put about 4 feet away from your big cup. Then about every 1 or 2 feet, 1.5 feet away, you put down the next object, next object, next object. So what you have to do from here is you have to do an underhand throw so that the ball lands inside and stays inside the cup. But before, see right there, I kind of went ahead. Because before you're allowed to begin, before you throw the ball, you have to always give 1 jumping jack. Every time, even if you make the shot. So to begin, I'd say, on mark, set, go. Someone would have a stopwatch. Try to keep how long it takes for you to make the shot and to move your way back to the farthest one. So you would say, on mark, set, go. Jumping jack. Toss it. Goes in. You run over, pick up the ball. Now you move to the next spot that's on the ground. Jumping jack. Oh, I missed. So you gotta hurry up, go back. And again, jumping jack and toss. Made it. Nice. You go pick it up. Now you move to the next spot. Jumping jack, toss. Then you're seeing how long it takes you to get to the very end. This would be one that you want to have maybe a partner, or to see if you can always beat your time. But if you have a partner, they're going to have a chance to then go as well, or they can go next to you to see who gets done first. It's a fun little game. Make sure you always get that jumping jack in between. That's going to add a little bit of hold you accountable, but at the same time, it's going to make it so that it makes you stop, realign, recenter before you toss. So make sure when you're holding the ball, step with your non-dominant foot first. Remember, just a little quick reminder with that. Hope you have fun with this one. I promise that would be the last one with the paper ball. Hi. We are now at that point of the lesson where we talk about the mindfulness moment with Mr. C. So, this week, what I'd like to talk about is changing the way that we think, okay? Instead of saying, I have to, and that sends a sense of disappointment. I have to go take the trash out. I have to go visit grandma. I have to go and, let's say I have to go run a mile. I have to. And instead, to change the way that we are thinking our way through what we're saying. So my goal for you for this week for mindfulness matters, right? Is to say to yourself, I get to go visit grandma. I get to go run a mile. And someone asks you what you're about to do, and you use the words I get to instead of I have to, one, you're taking some ownership in what you're doing. There's a positive but a positive vibe that goes along with what you're saying, which is going to end up helping out overall, just the entire reason of what you're doing. You're going to go visit your grandma. Well, some people, they're not so lucky. Some people might not have grandmas to go visit, so you get to, all right? And the positive twist there would be, hey, not everyone has one to go visit. You get to run a mile. There's some people out there that couldn't run a mile even if they tried. You get to do that, all right? You're making your body healthier because you are physically active. Those are the kinds of things that we need to change in our lives. Instead of saying, I have to, and dragging your feet and just giving a negative vibe out in the world, put a positive one out. You get to do this. And when people hear you say that, oh, you get to, like I said, it's ownership. That's showing a sense of want. And when you have that sense of want and the ownership behind what you're saying, there's going to be more respect coming your way, as well as more positive people being brought into your world, because positive brings positive and negative breeds negative. And telling that you are getting to go do something will only bring more positive light into your world. So say the words, I get to. I get to. Don't be saying the words, I have to, because no one has to do really anything, but I get to do it. So try that out, and hopefully have a good week. All right? All right. Thank you for coming this week. I just want you to understand with how crucial it is to be able to stay coordinated, okay? That saying about the whole cells and firing together, wiring together, it's true. The more you practice this, the better you'll get. And today, our code word of the week is going to be heart. So physical education, whether it be 3rd grade, 4th grade, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 5th grade, any grade, if it's physical education, if you're staying physically active, your code word is heart. H-E-A-R-T, heart. Okay, so thank you for coming this week. Have a good one. Until next time, make sure that you are staying active. Make sure that you are staying healthy. And most importantly, with the way the world's going these days, make sure you are staying safe. All right. So thanks for coming. I'm Mr. Zarnecki. Peace.